my name is Matt Matson, and thanks for coming back for another video covering material from my book, Melodic Stick Control, which surely you have purchased by now, but if not, you can pick it up at LoneStarPercussion.com. Today I'm going to talk about and demonstrate the Diddle sticking concept, which is the second sticking concept presented in my book. The Diddles concept will have you embellishing melodies with both tap diddles and a paradiddle-based concept. The tap diddles variation uses the skeleton of the eighth note and eighth note triplet overlays from the alternating singles concept. Only now a double stroke, also referred to as a diddle, is to be played on all of the unaccented notes. Beginners who have not learned how to play diddles should first isolate this technique by learning to play 2 notes per wrist stroke. This is done by giving the stick the right amount of squeeze on impact for a bounce and then using the fingers to control the timing of the second bounce note. This should be mastered before trying to play diddles with the overlays and melodic stick control. Here's a great exercise that I use with my students to isolate the motion and timing of practicing double strokes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... And one more time at a faster tempo. Make sure to keep a consistent eighth note flow with your wrist through the entire exercise. 1, 2, 3, 4. Once you can play relaxed and consistent diddles, move on to the warm-up exercise for the diddle sticking concept. This warm-up uses the same melody as the alternating singles sticking concept, so I'll demonstrate the eighth note warm-up playing it twice through, the first time with the straight eighth alternating singles, and then with the tap diddles the second time. This is a great way to practice tap diddles at first for becoming aware of the relationship of the first 2 sticking concepts. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... In the warm-up and the main exercises for this chapter, each tap diddle exercise is followed by a paradiddles variation. With this variation, you still diddle all of the unaccented notes. However, you first fill in the note following each accent with a 16th note single, resulting in a paradiddle on each accent note. Listen now to the eighth note warm-up with the paradiddles. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and... Now I will demonstrate the eighth note triplet warm-up using the tap diddle sticking concept. I will again play this twice through, the first time with the alternating single skeleton, and the second time adding the diddles to the unaccented notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now listen to the eighth note triplet warm-up with the paradiddles variation. 1, 2, 3, 4. To put the diddle sticking concept in a musical context that you might be familiar with, I will now play the tap diddles and paradiddles concepts on a 4-bar classic guitar riff from AC/DC's Back in Black. This riff is a good example of how the diddles concept learned with 8th notes can also be applied to 16th note rhythms at slower tempos. You can follow along with the rhythms of this iconic melodic riff to see how practicing the 10 melodies from Melodic Stick Control will not only lead to embellishing melodies, but also to embellishing rhythmic figures from all genres of music. 1, 2, 3, 4. The tap diddles and paradiddles variation are great ways to dress up the alternating singles concept. It can make a basic sticking concept sound complex and more interesting. Make sure and join me for the next video where I'll cover my favorite sticking concept, which I call Diddles. Thanks for watching, and make sure to visit drumphilosophy.com for more melodic stick control support and other great drumming resources.